Friday the 13th, the game was released a few days ago. Now, I haven't done a video game review on my channel yet. It's all been movies, TV shows, that sort of stuff. Someone did say to me a little while back, hey, you should do video game reviews, but I don't know, it's just not really my thing. However, being that this game is based on a movie franchise, a very successful horror franchise, not only that, my favorite horror movie franchise, Jason is the man, I kind of felt compelled to tell you my thoughts on this. So, I've been following the progress of this game. It was developed by a company called Gun Media, which consists of 5 people. This is a really small independent company, and they got this game up and running through a Kickstarter campaign. Now, it was a very successful campaign. It made well over $1 million, I believe. And the game is officially licensed. Sean S. Cunningham himself actually approached the company about making the game. If you don't know who Sean S. Cunningham is, just do a bit of research. If you're a Friday the 13th fan, though, you know who this man is. So the game came out a couple of days ago. I checked it out on the PS4. Couldn't wait to play it. And this isn't, I'm not going to do like a proper review of this and give it a rating at the end, mainly because it's not complete. There's a lot of issues with it. There's going to be some more content that comes out soon. So at this stage, I don't really think it's fair to give the game a score out of 10, but I am going to give you my first impression. So the game is essentially sort of a murderous cat and mouse thing. You either play as a counselor or Jason. You get in a room of up to 8 people. One person is randomly selected as Jason and the other ones are the counselors. There are 3 maps that you're given where all the items around the place, all the cabins and everything are all sort of randomly generated, and if you're a counselor, it's up to you to escape. There are a few ways to escape. You can either find a car, get the gas canister, battery, and car keys in order to escape. There's also a speedboat where you can get the gas canister and a propeller. Alternatively, you can also find a CB radio to call the police, in which case the game goes into like a 5-minute countdown in which the police will turn up and you've got to try and find them, in which case you get a free ride home. Alternatively, if you're playing as Jason, well, basically it's up to you to slaughter everybody. And man, this game really captures the essence of being in a Friday the 13th film. They have done... I can't even believe how close, how accurate this is to the feeling of a Friday the 13th movie. The kills are mind-blowingly gruesome. They are everything you would expect from the films. They're creative and inventive, sick, twisted, gory. I love them! But above all, it's the suspense in this thing. The suspense feels like your head is in a vice at times. When you're being chased, I mean, if you're in a cabin and you're searching around for stuff, or if you're walking through the woods, the game's cleverly done. Like, it really has like a 80s kind of vibe. Even the opening logos of, you know, the game companies at the start are all done like a bad VHS tape. But if you're walking along, if Jason is near you, the screen will sort of go like a crinkly VHS sort of a... And that's when you go into full-on panic mode. You've got to run for as long as your stamina will allow you to run. When you're being chased, oh man, wow, it is so much freaking fun. And I gotta say, this is the first game I've ever played in my life where I actually enjoy dying. You really don't mind if, you know, I mean, Jason's killing you. And after that, you get to spectate the other players, which is actually pretty cool as well, especially when you can swing the camera around to look behind someone, and if Jason's coming, you just like, run! Oh my god, you're gonna die. The music as well was recreated by Harry Manfredini, the original composer, and it adds a whole other level of suspense to the game. It really works, man. Like, they have done such a fantastic job of making arguably the scariest game I've ever played. And playing as Jason is so much fun. I have a really good Jason costume, and there was one night I got to do an appearance at a big cinema nearby as Jason on a night where they screened the original Friday the 13th, and I got to terrorize people, which looked something like this. And if you like that little snippet at the end of this, I'll put a link to the full video, because yeah, it was a hell of a lot of fun. I love scaring people, and in this game, when you're playing as Jason, knowing that you are delivering the fear and stalking people and killing people and, ending their game. Oh man, it is so much fun. Another thing I really dug about the game is that Jason kind of has these supernatural abilities where he can morph to various parts of the map or just appear out of nowhere, and it kind of explains in the films why he's able to just appear out of nowhere and pop up behind people, so I really dug that aspect. The game also relies on a clever leveling up system, so each game that you play you get credit points or experience points which you can use to buy things. So if you're a counselor you can get different perks or different outfits, and as Jason you can buy different kills, which I love that idea. You can assign up to 4 different kills to Jason for when you play him, so yeah, it's kind of a cool way to keep you going. So look, while the game is amazing for what it is at this stage, there are issues, but it's the kind of thing, it's only been out for a couple of days. It's an online multiplayer game. They are going to implement an offline game down the track, but at the moment it is just an online game. So obviously there's issues. There's server issues, it's buggy, it's glitchy. Yeah, these are things that they're addressing at the moment, and I gotta hand it to the team. They are doing a really good job of keeping in touch with us, the fans, the consumers, and letting us know, exactly what's going on with the game at any given stage. I mean, sometimes it does take about 10 minutes to get into a room to actually play a game. Once you're in there, though, you don't have to leave. Like, once you're in there for the duration of however long you want to play, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, it does have issues, but man, it's just so much fun. I'm really willing to overlook those issues. Down the track, it's going to be a much better game. Once they release some more maps, at the moment there's only 3 maps, so it can get a little bit repetitive. Even though all the items and everything you're looking for are all randomly placed, it still does get just a little bit repetitive on repeat playings. But down the track, I have no doubt this game is going to be exceptional. For what it is at the moment, for what they've given us, I love it. I cannot stop playing it. I can't stop thinking about it when I'm not playing it. It's really done its job, and I absolutely adore what they've delivered so far. So like I said, I'm not going to give this game a rating as yet. If I were going to give it a rating, the really excited part of me probably would rate it pretty high, but I'm just going to wait and see what happens down the track when they give us a more complete game. So guys, if you've played Friday the 13th, the game, let me know what you thought of it, and drop me your PlayStation tag down below if you want to get into a room or have a game with me. Hopefully you're loving it as much as I am, so drop me some comments either here or on Facebook. All the social media links are in the description below, because I like to talk about movies or games related to movies, and I would love to talk about movies with you. I'll catch you next time.
Click subscribe to stay up to date with all the latest movie reviews. Skynet will be taking over any day now, so what have you got to lose? Nyah.